In this episode, we're going to talk about Matteo Guendouzi. We're going to talk about Marseille looking to get another player. Yeah, we could talk that, but yes. Also, more stuff about Andre Onana. What the future holds for Daniel Ek. What happens? Well, Stan Kroenke has actually, via sources, have actually sent a message whether he wants to sell Arsenal or not. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Granit Xhaka. It looks like by tomorrow his deal with Roma will be done because he does not want any distraction during his Euros. No, he doesn't want anyone to talk to him about what's your future about during the Euros. So he just wants to concentrate with his national team. So that's where the focus is for Granit. So we're going to talk about that in this episode. So if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. And of course, we come up with these kind of stuffs every single day, twice, 365 days a year. But for now, it's just about the transfer window. Let's just focus in the transfer window. Yeah, and let's go for it. The first news that we have is about Matteo Guendouzi. Now, according to Pablo Pavan, so he says that apart from Matteo Guendouzi, Olympique Marseille are trying to sign David Luiz as well. Marseille wants David Luiz as well alongside Matteo Guendouzi. So they're keeping tabs on David Luiz as well, as what I know. Moving on, so about Andre Onana, here's the bigger update from Chris Wheatley. He says that waiting on the outcome of the appeal, which will decide the final fee, very likely to join. So it's very likely to join Arsenal. Andre Onana to Arsenal is not a problem. I think it's gonna happen. So it's a strong possibility that Andre Onana is very likely to join, and it totally depends upon his appeal because that will decide his price tag, how much Arsenal need to pay. If he's available as early as possible, I think very less amount of they will attract more money, Ajax. But if Arsenal have to wait for a long period of time, they really have to pay less amount of money. That's the whole saga going on. Moving on, so a lot of various sources from Italy and of course some other sources have actually given their clear idea about when will Granit Xhaka join to Roma, on what's going to be the fees for it. So let's just talk about certain sources. So talking about one of the sources in John Solano, we're going to talk about him later, but first let's talk about Angelo Mangiante. He says that AS Roma's official bid for Xhaka is 15 million euros. Arsenal are asking 17.5 million euros. The deal is almost done, ready for Mourinho at Sky Sports is what they say, because Roma is getting closer and closer. According to Di Marzio, they say that Roma is getting closer and closer to signing Xhaka. Arsenal asks for 17.5 million euros for the Swiss international. There is great optimism that a deal will be done. Now, you might be asking, that's less amount of money. I'll tell you why this is happening. There's also an update about that as well, so we're going to talk about that. So, here's the thing. A source close to Xhaka informs Roma Press that they're confident a deal will be in place by Friday, the unofficial deadline set by the midfielder. Xhaka urged his agent Jose Nogueira to finalize the deal before Saturday. He did not want to face any transfer-related questions during media obligations. In response, Nogueira began further intervention on Monday, pushing Arsenal to lower their asking price of 20 million euros. Arsenal wanted 20 million euros and they were sticking to that price tag, and that's the whole reason why Xhaka wanted, they wanted to be realistic, Xhaka's agent and Xhaka himself. He urges agent, get the deal done. I don't want to answer any more questions regarding my future. So Arsenal were asking 20 million. Jose Nogueira, very simple. So John Solana also tweets out in regard to this. He says that the intervention of Jose Nogueira, the agent of the midfielder, has proved vital in past days. The parties have strong belief that the operation can be completed by Friday, which was the unofficial deadline asked by Xhaka. So it's just because of him, Arsenal, the deal would actually collapse. And just as a favor on Xhaka, Arsenal are asking 2.5 million euros less, and they believe that a deal will be done very soon, probably by tomorrow. You guys will get to know that Xhaka is a Roma player, not an Arsenal player anymore. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Strong possibilities of something else, but yeah, that's the reality about Granit Xhaka going to Roma. So let me know in the comments, would you guys miss Granit Xhaka going to Roma? I think in some moments, yes, the magical moments of Granit Xhaka, there were very few. That's the problem, the consistency issues, plus the temperament issues, throwing away the captain's armband, his jersey, showing the middle finger, blah blah blah. Plus, the last season, the double red card against Burnley. I'm sorry, the double mishaps against Burnley. You know what happened, right? So yeah, I think I might miss him in bits and moments, only for some games. But apart from that, by far he was one of the very good progressors of the ball last season. So we want someone better. That's what I believe in. Moving on, so here's another source. We're debunking certain things now. So the man in the picture is Brazilian right back from Grêmio Wanderson. Well, according to Jorge Nicola, Arsenal are interested in signing the 19-year-old. Yes, Arsenal are interested in signing Wanderson from Grêmio, but there's a strong problem with that. There's a big problem with that. There's a strong problem with that because Tim Stillman says that there's a problem with this. Is that he literally extended his contract with Grêmio. Yes, he did yesterday or today morning. Yeah, you could say that. So yesterday he just extended his contract with Grêmio. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal may be interested in Wanderson, maybe, but he just extended till 2025. And yeah, joke. What a joke, yeah. You could say that. It's a joke of a performance from Arsenal again. Trying to get Wanderson, but they're not getting Wanderson. That's the strange part. So let's just forget about Wanderson for now. Let's talk about the one, the only, Willian. So Chris Wheatley says Willian bought a house in Orlando over 2 years ago when he was still playing for Chelsea. He bought the house because his family loved the United States. While his future at Arsenal remains uncertain, it's unrelated to an imminent transfer. So it could be that Willian might be back, but might not be back. You never know. Okay. So to be fair, I think that's the reality. He bought a house 2 years ago. So yeah, and his family loves to be there, and yeah, all the best with that. Moving on. So Arsenal have joined the race to sign Brighton's 50 million rated defender Ben White, as reported yesterday as well, but still this keeps on going and going. So Mikel Arteta has become a big admirer of the newly capped England international. Brighton will be keen to keep him this summer and in interest in the stars, including Bissouma, who's been linked with a lot of clubs, but they'll face a battle also to keep Ben White, with Arsenal looking for the same type of defender as multiple sources have reported that. So Arsenal are really strongly rated wanting to sign Ben White. But there's a big problem. They'll be facing major competitions between a lot of clubs, Liverpool, Tottenham and Manchester United for the 23-year-old. So Kevin Campbell has spoken about Granit Xhaka. He says that he has not achieved much in 5 years at the club. A player that has not been a standout but wields a lot of power. I think this is a good thing that he's moving on, that there needs to be a shift in the dressing room. Arteta needs better players in that midfield. See? Very good opinion. Yeah. Because it suits my agenda. Moving on. So Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke will reject any new offer from Spotify tycoon Daniel Ek. According to John Cross Mirror, even if Daniel Ek comes up with a £2.3 billion bid or something, a second bid over 2 billion, nobody gives an F, because yeah, Kroenke's stance will not change. He will be rejecting any new moves towards his precious Arsenal. So yes, Kroenke is not gonna sell Arsenal to anyone. That's what this is all about. Moving on. So if you know him, according to The Athletic, Arsenal are keen on Leipzig's 22-year-old US international midfielder Tyler Adams. One of the appealing factors about Adams is that he can play both as a right back and a central midfielder, which makes him a good fit for Arteta's inverted system on that flank. So yeah, that's the only thing good about him for now. Well, that's what I'm supposed to tell you. But moving on, so it looks like Arsenal and Liverpool are ready to fight for the third time to convince Dennis Zakaria to leave Borussia Mönchengladbach. So Arsenal tried to sign Dennis Zakaria in 2017 and again in 2019, and according to Athletic, they could be at it again. So Dennis Zakaria is a striker turned defensive midfielder, well, who doesn't seem to do a lot of defending, according to Athletic's scouting report of the player. Quite fitting then he's being linked with a replacement for Granit Xhaka. So in 2017, well, he knew that there was an interest in England, from England, to him as well. But that time around, Probably his idea was to stay at Borussia Mönchengladbach. But for now, it's difficult because Zakaria's value sits around 27 million pounds. 27 million pounds, and probably I think that's a little too much for Zakaria. But anyways, that's the price tag if Arsenal wants him. 27 million pounds for Dennis Zakaria. If Arsenal want it, you know what you got to pay for it. Yeah. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers. And of course, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you do not like it, dislike button. But comment and let me know. Do you guys? What are your moments? What are your best moments with Granit Xhaka? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.